Hey guys, welcome back. I got some good news and some bad news. Bad news first, I guess. My lights up here have quit fucking working. So it's gonna be kind of dark. Good news. We finally found where exactly the oil leak is coming from on this big endeavor project. Let's flip the camera around here and have a look. Okay, lights on. Got my little spotlight. Now, we were trying to figure out what's going on down under there. Okay. Remember I said she was leaking, basically right where that bolt head is on that the speed transmission. Right down there. So I started the old girl up again. And man, she starts beautifully now, that starter rebuilt, but she's still leaking oil. You can see she's all covered up with oil right there still. So I blew it all off, cleaned it up with some brake clean, blew it off real clean and good, and it's wicking up just right behind that bolt head right there, clear down here. And I did it several times so I could be certain where it was coming from. Yeah. The other half of the bad news. Good news is we found where the leak's actually coming from. Bad news is it's coming between the speed transmission and the range transmission, which is one of these two gaskets. Okay? One of these two. There's two different options. Depending on the serial split, one of them has let me just pull this gasket out. One of them has a little slit in the side of it, and the other one has just a little port. Okay, and they come separate. One's fucking $30, the other one's $58. So this one has the split in the gasket up here, that little port, and the other one has just a little tiny, oval in it. So, man, that means we gotta split the fucking thing. Son of a bitch. Well, it's not a terrible, terrible task. Flip the camera back around. So, we're gonna have to remove this step, remove the battery tray, pull the drive shaft off, remove this left shield. I'm gonna leave the pump and everything that's in there. Hopefully I can leave that in place. Pull the fuel line that goes up to the rear tank. I'm trying to think on the other side. I've got to pull the big hose off that goes to the filters. Maybe a line or two up underneath here. Yeah, I've got to pull that one over there. That's unioned. I already have my speed transmission links unhooked. I'll have to pull the park links back off. Not a big deal. But basically, I'm going to split this tractor about that far, just 3 or 4 inches, far enough that we can slide the gasket up in, clean the surface real well. Now, if you remember, there's a big long shaft that goes from the rear of the PTO drive, and it goes all the way up into the clutch, basically. Well, not quite the clutch. It goes into that MCV pump drive area. So that shaft comes up right into here. And I'll have to pull this MC off so that I can get the gear out, because the gear just sits on that shaft and it presses it with a ring up against the bearing. Anyway, I'll have to pull the MC off as well so that I can get the gear in there and put the little stoppers in place so it doesn't fall out. Then I can, depending on which gasket it is, pull this one back up. So she sits in here like this, okay, sits in there like that, and I'm going to just take and slice it at an angle, just ever so slightly, basically so it'll overlap properly. We'll put a little bit of silicone right back on it right there. And then, it's got all these bolts and whatnot holding it in place anyway, with a couple, I think there's one dowel there at the bottom, and I don't remember if there's a second one. But anyway, that will keep us in place, and the silicone will, seal up the little slice area. But we're going to cut it at an angle anyway. That way it's not just a straight seam up. Man, those freaking lights. I've got a bunch of new ones over here on the floor. I don't have any way. I'm gonna have to drive the damn tractor out, bring the skid loader in. I don't think I can maybe reach that one. But god damn it, what a pain in the ass. And that one clear up over there, it's not freaking working. And I could probably move some stuff out of the way and jimmy over there as well, but what a pain in the ass. And that one over there is not working. That one over there is by far the oldest. These I put up, I don't know, a year or so after, but what the heck? Why do they just freaking crap out like that? LEDs are supposed to be good quality lights. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so that's the gist. This is going to be more in-depth than I was hoping it was going to be. Obviously, I haven't even started on the you know, the fuel float switch gauge fucking problem. I'm not sure I'm even going to do the injection pump at the moment, because I need to get this thing out of the way so I can put the lights in, which that's not a big deal. We can drive it out at the moment. It does, I mean, like I said, it starts up and runs. The seat's not in it. The seat's sitting up in the back window because it's convenient up there to be out of the way while working on it, but golly. Oh, I was kind of debating on not even replacing that gasket, but god dang it, it's in here, and it's almost a stream. It's not a stream. It's a heavy drip. But dang it, I want it fixed. I'm tired of the freaking leaks, so we can split it just enough to slide that gasket in. Otherwise, we'd have to split it the full 30 inches so we don't cut the gasket and slide it over top of that shaft, and that's a little bit more work, but I don't think I need to go quite that far. So I need to slide in here and take a picture of that serial number so you know which gasket we actually need. Okay, turns out this one is an early 35 and it takes this gasket. The other gasket, let me flip the camera around here. The only difference basically is the other gasket has a cutout going up to here. I don't know why, but anyway, it's an early 35, so this is the gasket it takes. And I did screw around a little bit yesterday. I drove the tractor out. I didn't put the seat back in. I just hopped in, drove her out, and I managed to squeeze in here with the loader tractor, and we got some lights put up. I can't reach that one, but anyway, so on to the problematic tractor. We've got everything off. We got the let's just pull this rag off here so you can see what we did. Okay, those little tooling things with the bolts through them, those are just to hold that gear against the housing. Otherwise, as soon as you can see, we've got it split now. There's a gap there, and that gear will potentially fall down or move, or whatever you want to say. Got the cab jacked up, got their stands in place, got a stand under the rear end. We've got it split approximately 2.5 inches so we can see what's going on. Let's have a look. Okay, remember we were kind of leaking up here in this top corner. Get that out of the way, focus. Well, son of a bitch, look at that, guys. Right there. There's a split in the gasket. Well, god dang. So that's definitely our culprit of our oil leak. Okay, and I have the later series gasket on here. Like I said, I don't know what difference it makes, but anyway, that gasket's not the one that's supposed to be on here, according to the serial number. Yeah, so I've got dowel bolts in there at the moment. Those big 5/8 bolts kind of holding the girl in place, kind of keeping her lined up right there. So we're going to kind of try to pull that gasket off in as much of one piece as we can to try and minimize the amount of scraping that we'll have to reach in there with. But most of the gasket's on the perimeter. The only little bit that's on the inside is just right here, and I can reach that fairly easy. So not a major deal. We'll pull one bolt out at a time and slide the gasket up in place, swing the gasket over to get it on the other bolt. Okay, yeah, good. Glad we found the problem. So I think we did a pretty fair job cleaning her up. Looking good. I don't see any massive gasket chunks sitting anywhere. There's a little bit of dirt sitting in underneath that gear. That's not going to hurt anything. But I'll get it out of there. There we go. Yep, now she's gone. Okay. Now, ooh, got some shit on the lens, huh? There you go. Well, maybe. There, okay. So, I'm going to take this scissors, cut that baby at an angle, just like that. And then we're silicone it real good so that a little bit of a gap that we make won't hurt anything. There we go. Back into place. Yeah, she kind of fought us a little bit, but we finally got her. Got our MCV back on. Now we got to start hooking the lines and all the fittings and stuff back up, because that deal is done. Well, man, I keep getting shit on that fucking camera. There we go. Alright guys, I got a few other odds and ends to work with. I got some of these little, I don't know what the heck they're called, but they're like flange nuts. They go like underneath the frame for the seat, or like on a 66 series, they'll go up inside the hood frame for the hood screws to screw into. Also, I got some of the special grease zerks. Those go in the drive shaft for the U-joints and such. But yeah, we're going together pretty well, so everything's going good. But that's going to call it a wrap for this video, because I've got to go get ready for a competition coon hunt for tonight. Though I got to go to town to pick up a few things. Anyway, if you guys want to see some of that, I'm going to go ahead and take some footage while we're doing the coon hunt. And obviously the thermal scope has got recording on that. So if you guys want to see some of the competition coon hunt, go ahead and hit me up in this video, and we'll post it there next weekend. I'm going to try to keep videos through the winter time once every 2 weeks, now that we're not doing, quite as much field work and that kind of stuff. Just doing mostly repair videos. So anyway, yeah, once every 2 weeks is what we're going to do now for videos until we get back into spring, and kind of some bonus videos in the midweek. So like the coon hunts, or if we get to go down to Oklahoma again, we'll put that in the midweek. So anyway, guys, thank you for coming along. Thank you for subscribing. Don't forget, if you haven't, go down and hit that subscribe button and give me a good thumbs up. And like I said before, comments, questions down below. Till next time, catch you later.